This is the final part to Introduction to C++. It really is a summary, so within this all we're really concerned with is generally talking about or reiterating some of the key points we brought out in the previous slices, and really to end on the reasons why there's benefit in, if you're a Java or C#, why there's benefit in studying C++. C++ is a language, as we've seen. It's an old language, one of the early programming languages, still very current today, and it has evolved over that intervening sort of 30-40 years. Using C++, you can write low-level code, you can write large enterprise-level systems. It's quite a flexible, quite adaptable language. It's one that's maintained backwards compatibility, and that's meant then that we've got some of the, if you like, the old baggage that's been carried along with it, and sometimes that really isn't ideal. It's interesting though, because it does give us an insight into how programming languages have evolved and changed, and I suppose the bigger picture here is that over time programming languages do change to take into account better ways of doing things, to take into account the changing computing landscape. In the grand scale of things, most people would consider C++, if you're comparing it to other languages like C# or Java, to be one of the somewhat more unfriendly languages, potentially dangerous languages in terms of what it is you do, and that if you do something wrong, it's likely to bite. It's not going to be that forgiving a language. And there is some truth in that, and because of it, it means that it's you can't rely upon the virtual machine or the compiler picking up and safeguarding you against certain things. It means that it falls on the programmer, and it means that we have to make sure we understand the code that we write, what it does, what it actually does under the surface. So we have to understand it arguably at a slightly deeper level than we may otherwise have been required to understand, say, our Java or C# code. C++ is a powerful language. It gives you an awful lot of control as a programmer. And by having a look at the control that it provides, by forcing us to better understand how the code that we write gets to be executed, these are things that will make us better programmers, and better programmers in all programming languages, not simply in terms of C++.